right, it is Tech Day at Revv. What does that mean? It means we imported 2 guitar techs for the day to teach us how to set up guitars and tell us all their fun stories from the road. So we've got Drew and Hoogie here. You guys are in town with our friends over in Shinedown.
Yep, Shinedown.
So having a great time in good old Winterpeg.
Wonderful Canadian tour, working our way across the country right now, heading to the West Coast. So
nice.
Have a day off here with you.
Yeah. We were like, hey, Hoogie, you're here for like 2 days, right? And you're like, no. We know you are. You already told us. So you can come to the shop for a bit. And you're like, yeah, I guess so.
Had to take him from home, huh?
And I was like, we have beer. And we can go for dinner after. And then he was like, I got time.
I only drink Keats.
He's like, the only way I can come, though, is if Drew comes. And I'm like, I don't know who Drew is, but okay. Sounds good.
That's a total loser.
Yeah. Like, is that the guy you were talking about? Like,
he's the guy who uses all the gear.
He's the GOAT.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I heard you're like the MIDI king.
I like MIDI.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
MIDI's cool.
I don't know anything about it, so it's going to be a short story.
The M1D1, as we call it, We need some more M1D1 in our lives, man.
Nice. So, for those of you people who don't know who you guys are, or like what guitar techs do, because we were actually just joking about this right before about like how when you guys got into it, you were kind of tricked into like, all you do is like hang out with a band and like, every now and then change some strings and.
Well, see, I started the total opposite way, to be honest, because I was already a nerd. So there was, I actually went to college and got 2 degrees, and I was going into social work, and then I was in a band, and we got signed, and then I quit my band, and then I came home, and my buddies who are in a band called the Black Moods, they're like, hey, you should go out on tour with this guys and fix their stuff. I was like, they can't fix their own stuff? Really? And I was like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I had no clue that, because I didn't have a tech. And they're like, yeah, and I did that, and I haven't stopped.
Nice.
So I literally stopped what I was doing, and I went on tour, and it's been like 22 years later, I'm still the tech. So, I mean, I love what I do, but it totally started by accident. I had no clue.
I think most of us fall kind of ass backwards into our careers when you find something that you really love doing, that you're all of a sudden like, wait, I can just do this all the time?
Yeah.
Like,
Same boat here. Hanging out with the wrong people. One thing led to another, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You guys are going to pay me to see the world?
Yeah. And it's like a lifetime later. Here we are.
25 years later, it's like, whoa, okay. I've been to 59 countries, and I'm still hanging out.
Yeah, the only continent I haven't been to is Antarctica. So it's taken me all over the world. My wife's from England. I met her on tour at a show. I was working for a band called The Used. And, the bass player and introduced us, and we got married. So who knows what would have happened if I didn't have this job? So
nice.
It's been great.
So how did you get started in that? Like you kind of said that like you had your buddies in the band that were like, hey, you should go out and fix stuff for people. Was that the start of like, or how did I guess kind of like snowball into the next gig? Because obviously you almost everybody kind of continues to level up in this game, right?
For sure, yeah. So I start like my band was like a small time band, but we got signed to Ezra Records, and Toadies were the biggest band on that record label at the time. And then I just decided one day I didn't enjoy playing. For whatever reason, I didn't enjoy playing in front of people anymore. So I was like, okay, I'll go home and I'll just, go back to the path I was going to do. And then they said, just go out and fix something for other bands. I was like, oh, okay, like I'll try it. And then I did it. And they're like, can you do this for this band and this band? So I started, first band I ever worked for was a band called, as a tech, was called Opiate for the Masses. I'm from Arizona, so they were a local Arizona band, and they were on a label, major label. So I started working for them, and we went on tour with Ministry.
Okay.
So my very first tour as a tech was in the industrial metal scene, right? Total culture shock for me because I'm just like this nerdy kid, and I'm like with hardcore industrial metal scene and fans and players and loved it. Like it was crazy. So then I became friends with the dudes in Ministry, and then when I showed up, I was really young, so probably 25 years younger than anybody else out on the tour at the time. So they called me the kid, and that name is still kind of stuck with me because I'm usually the youngest on the tour because I've worked for a lot of older bands, and it's pretty wild that like they're like, one guy took me under his wing, who was working for Mikey Skasha in ministry. His name is Roy Kelly, and he's like, no one messes with this kid. He's going to save your ass one of these times. So sure enough, their amps went down one show, and right before the show, I fixed them for him. And then from that point on, that tour is when I earned the respect of the band. Like, it's very strange how life works in that, like, you're just in the right place at the right time sometimes. And from that point on, when I made someone, saw how happy someone was that you fixed something for them, I was like, man, I think I like this, you know, because again, I lost the joy of playing music, but I really like to fix stuff. So that was like the bug that got me. And then I just kept going straight from there, and then band after band to where I'm at today. So 22 years or 21, 22 years for me as a guitar tech. I worked really hard to get here, and it's been fun every step of the way. There's ups and downs and stuff, but 99% of the time it's awesome.
Nice. So who did you start out with, Hoogie?
For me, I started out in the Vancouver scene.
Okay.
Pretty much like, I remember it was just my last year of high school, and I started hanging out with, they were called Jar at the time.
Okay.
And then they changed their name when they got signed to Columbia Records to Flybanger.
Okay.
And I was really good friends with the singer. My stepdad actually worked with them. They were pavers, worked their day job.
Okay.
And I really started digging their music and that, and then I started like following them to shows, and then I became good friends with the guitar player, and the guitar player was like, hey, want to help me with my gear? I'm 17, getting into bars, 18, getting into bars,
Yeah.
pushing in the guitar cabinet, pushing in the head, and then, you know, one thing led to another, and, you know, I'll restring your guitar, and just kept learning things as I went, you know. After about a couple of years, I got in with Network Records. They sent me out with Gob, Treble Charger. Over time, I got with Sam Roberts. I was with him with his big record, We Were Born in a Flame.
Yep.
That was 2003, 4. And then 2005, I went out with Theory of a Dead Man.
Yep.
And then every band that Theory opened up for, Stained, Shinedown, Breaking Benjamin, I ended up getting phone calls from all of them. And it was about 2007, I basically transitioned, and I've only been with American artists since. So
Yeah, you deserted us.
yeah,
Traitor.
I did.
Traitor.
Absolutely. You can have them.
Well, the dollar.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
The dollar. No offense to Canadian bands, but they don't take care of you like they do down south, you know?
Well, there's a little more work down there. There's a
There's a
couple
little
more
more work.
markets that you can go into.
We don't lock down for 2 years at a time, you know? There's a lot of different things, right?
I'm out of this
Yeah.
conversation. This is a Canadian battle right here. I'm out.
Oh, there's no battle. No, there's no battle on that.
letting this one unfold as
Yeah.
it happens.
But yeah, you know, and you know, I think it was 07. I was the first time I started working with Shinedown. Worked with them for a few years, and then went to Lamb of God for 5 years. We met many years ago,
Right.
and then we worked together with Lamb of God in 2009, 2010.
2010.
Summer
Yeah.
of 2010, we did a Europe run with them.
I just finished with Slipknot, and I had time off, and the tech who was out with them was going to
Aussie. He was going back to Aussie.
was it Aussie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was going to Aussie's, and like, I forget who called me. It was Mark or something.
Mark or something. It worked
But
out.
yeah, and I came in to help out, and then finished that run with them, and then we were somewhere in Europe, and I literally
It was download.
we were in download
Literally.
in the UK, so we finished the run was over, and then Deftones were out, and they needed help, so I was like, hey, I'm just gonna pull my work box over. I'm gonna go back out on tour with Deftones or whatever. So it's like, shh. Then I transferred to Deftones right there, and I was like, okay. And I spent like 12 years with Deftones and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
on and off, and yeah. So but like how you get the jobs is either reputation or just the right place, the right time.
Yeah.
But it's been a wild ride, man, for sure.
Definitely.
So, but you meet so many people, and it's a smaller circle than you would think. But it's still big.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool too now that like we're at that point in our career where we're going to other countries and people are like, oh, it's, you know, Drew and like all these other stage techs, like we're starting to turn into the
we're the old guys now.
You
It's
know,
really weird.
we were the puppies at
Yeah.
one time, and now we're turning into the old guys
Yeah,
at these shows.
I'm 42. You
I
just
turned
turned
42 a couple weeks
so
ago.
we're the same age,
He's
basically.
soon to be 43.
Thanks.
Yeah. Don't pretend that we're the same.
Oh, man.
You're a little
If you-
older than us.
If you're born in the 70s, we are not the
Hey,
same.
I caught 4 months of the 70s. We like to party.
Obviously, we were conceived in the 70s.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
Thanks, funk music.
Yep.
Appreciate you. It's good to be alive. I don't know what it was at the time, but
It was
Mom,
tough.
you can hit me up on that one. Let me know.
Slapping the bass. Slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass, man. So yeah, funny.
So, speaking about like you guys kind of going all over the place, and you mentioned download. So, what is your like either favorite or least favorite festival? Or I should say, what is the like? Maybe not to say that like a certain festival is bad, but like what's been like your least favorite like festival situation? Because those are always the like I've Hoogie and I actually probably first really met because I was a head rigger at a festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm a high rigger. I don't do it very much anymore, but I did for probably 18 years or
Okay.
so. So we met when he was teching with the Tea Party.
Yeah, the Tea
at,
Party.
a festival just outside of Winnipeg here. And I've set up lots of different stages, either stadium stages or festival stages. And yeah, some of them are just awesome and it's a blast, and some of them you're just like, this can't end fast enough.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And it's crazy because sometimes it's the festivals. It depends on the year. Like
Yeah.
one year it's awesome, the next year it's like, oh, someone else is in charge this year. You know,
Yes.
not say. I mean, I'm not going to name any festivals, but I think for me, I think the biggest thing for me is like even in the States and Europe, I think European festivals are some of the best festivals.
I would agree.
They're the most organized, well-run thing. My friend Vicky and Al run a festival in the UK called Bloodstock.
Yep.
It's kind of a newer festival, but it's won every awards. I've done that one, and it's awesome. They have great facilities. I think the biggest thing for me is like there's like for crew and bands, there's like 400 people there backstage or whatever, and like some festivals have like 1 or 2 toilets, and
Yeah.
not even joking. Like
Oh.
it's unbelievably gross.
Oh yeah.
And then there's like maybe 3 or 4 showers for 400 people.
I think the last one,
Unbelievably gross.
Yeah.
Like you can't even like I'll just take a hose. I can't I'm out.
I think the last one we did too on the last one was probably one of the better ones at Grass Pop there.
Grass
Like,
Pop was great.
Every artist had its own little compound with its own little private shower and dressing room, and
So is that
which is weird because especially over here you don't get that.
so? That's what you guys like.
I-
That's the measure of like what's awesome is if you have proper facilities.
If the stage is covered for weather,
Yes.
is for me is number one, right?
Yeah.
So because let's be honest, especially with Shinedown and same thing with Deftones, if we're playing outside, it's raining. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if it's 2% chance.
Yeah.
Hey, that 2%. Hey, it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we have coverage and we're prepared for it. But like, if the stage doesn't have side wings or walls on the thing and the rain's
like-
coming in sideways, I
It's
mean,
a bunch of scaff towers and a
yeah, like that's
poorly put together
that's
roof.
the first thing how's the stage? Is
Code
the,
Red.
Code Red. We're not even gonna talk about that one. But well, we can. But we're just like at a festival and there's no space for everybody. If there's no workflow for getting bands on and off, like it's all the logistical stuff
Yeah.
first for to make a festival great for our side. But for me, I judge a festival by the dock space, the stage, and the toilets. I'm a realist. Like
All right.
that's where I'm at all day. I'm at the stage all day. And
How many bums touched that toilet before your bum?
I don't even think about that till you just said that. But yeah, no, there's that too. But like, how much pee do you have to wipe off that seat before you know? And like,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, guys, like. You're gonna have to use this too.
Yeah.
Eventually, like there's only 2 of them.
I don't care. Some of the musicians out there and roadies out there are some of the dirtiest people. I haven't showered in a week.
Yeah,
But
this
yeah.
isn't hair gel. This
No.
just
This
it's
is
just
just
starch.
I like because I primarily work at the same festivals when I do it, so I'm there for a week. I'm not in and out in a day like you guys
Right.
are. I judge it the harshest on bathrooms is a huge thing. The next thing though is catering.
Catering, yeah, for
That's
sure.
a
It's
for sure.
like are we working outside in plus 30 and are you feeding us hot dogs?
Sweaty cheese.
Yeah, like every day.
Sweaty
like
meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like is it like what do we?
Why are we at a festival and there's sushi?
So we don't get that. I mean, I'd probably take that, even though there's no sushi in the desert.
We just did Hellfest in Italy, and the festival was great, and everybody was super nice there.
France.
Oh, France. I'm sorry, in France. Hellfest in France, and it great facility. Stage was awesome, but catering was in a black tent.
And so it's just hot as balls.
It was like 100. On stage, it was 100.
What, like 42 Celsius, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. In catering.
Yeah.
And there's like, they had sushi, and no one's obviously touching it.
Yeah.
Because the sushi's like, I mean, it's already turning into other fish. You know what I mean? Like, it's bread. Like, the salmon is with the mackerel or whatever. I don't know. But like, and then like the cheeses are all sweaty, and like people are gonna get sick, and like, so we didn't eat much that day, right? So
bus switch.
Oh yeah, so
you go to the bus,
you
make a sandwich. Bus switch.
Chips on bread, forget it. So there are catering. You got to eat, right? So that's it. Definitely a huge thing. I forgot about that.
It would be, like your situation. I can understand it'd be hard because you're stuck there all week. You don't have a bus. You don't have a. Where we roll in, at least we get bus stock, so we can we can get lunch.
You have a bus rider in that.
We have a request list and things we hope to get.
Yeah, you have no idea how many times at that festival I've been asked to go help carry out the bus rider to a headliner, and I'm looking at it being like, man, these guys get to eat better food.
They got a full chicken here.
I'm like, they got bologna. This isn't a hot dog or a soggy hamburger or whatever. And it, you do notice differences, like when a festival, like I've been at that festival that I met you at for over 20 years. So when the catering companies change, all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is amazing. And Manny's shaking his head because Manny often works for the PA company at that festival. And like, there are years where we honestly brought our own barbecue as a crew because we're like, we're going to make our own food.
But that's fun too at the same time.
Well, and then the people running the festival are like, you brought a barbecue? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, we have catering. And we're like, yeah. and then the catering changes.
Yeah. It's all free, right? So you feel bad to not even complain about it, even discuss it, but like, in this situation, they're just doing the best they can with what they got out there. But some for what we're used to, it's not the same. Yeah. So I think familiarity also is great for festivals. Like if it makes you feel more comfortable of what you're used to and your standards or norms where you live. Yeah. I think that. But you're also dealing with different cultures and different budgets, and so it's always something different. But yeah, I'm gonna say for me, stage and toilets, catering subcategory. Yeah.
You can always find something to eat. Stage.
See, here's the thing. Definitely. Since I work on the stage and I know what the stage is, it's toilets and catering. Because I know the roof is good.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise, I don't hang anything in it. So we're good.
Fair enough.
If I won't climb in it, then it's not good.
All good.
So with that, you're talking about being over in Europe. What's and we're talking about catering. What's your favorite city or country for food when you're on the road?
Well, I have a palate of a 12-year-old, so I like pizza. If you have pizza, I'm in.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't even matter. It could be garbage.
I feel like the food's night and day from, like, over here to over there, like, Europe-wise. Like,
it's fresher.
It's so much... It's fresher, less preservatives. Like, it's the meat, the breads.
The breads are amazing. Yeah, come
anything in France, like, you go to any, like, bakery and, like, or boulangerie or whatever we're supposed to say... and they're like pre-made sandwich that's like €3. It's like the same as a foot long from Subway, except not dog shit.
Yeah.
Like nothing against Subway. I eat there almost every other day. But I mean exactly. Like the bread and everything there is so good compared to.
But again, that's their norm, right? So that's just for them. That's just like, oh, hey, look, we're getting sourdough bread. And, you know what I mean? So it's awesome for us because it's different. But definitely, like in America. Yeah. We have chemicals and everything.
Can I get my white Wonder bread and my...
there's nothing wrong with white Wonder bread. Come on, Hoogie.
Well, I mean, if you're comparing it to French baguettes and whatever, it's night and day. But yeah, like food for sure.
Okay, so pizza for you. So where's the best pizza you've had?
In America.
In America?
What? Unfortunately, yeah. I like coal fire pizza, wood fire pizzas. I took him to this garbage restaurant, which I say garbage because it's like not the healthiest.
It's a pizza buffet.
It's a pizza buffet called Pizza Ranch. My buddy,
I know what the Pizza Ranch is.
Well, not everybody does.
One day he was like, "Hey,
there's
want to go to Pizza Ranch next door?" I'm like,
I was all excited.
I've never been, but okay, you look really happy about it.
Did you have Bonanza when you were a kid? do you remember? You guys remember Bonanza here? It was like just a terrible all you can eat buffet. And Pizza Ranch is the equivalent of Bonanza, but with pizza.
So I used to work for this band called 10 Years. They're friends of mine, and the tour manager and the guitar player would always want to go to Pizza Ranch. So it turned into a thing like, how much pizza can we actually eat? Oh. And it's like, you get to tell if they don't have the pizza you want there. They're like, hey, what? You can tell them, you can fill out a little thing. Hey, I want just regular cheese pizza. And they'll make it. And they bring it to your table, and you get the first slices of the pizza, and then they put it on the buffet. I was like, how do you go wrong with that? You get exactly what you want, and it's hot.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm just going to wait till they don't have that pizza, then I'm going to order one, and then they're going to bring it to me. And in the meantime, I'm going to have mac and cheese and potato wedges.
Nice.
The worst garbage ever. That's why I call it garbage pizza, because and they have dessert pizza. Like, come on, 12.
Yeah.
Pizza Ranch.
Nice. Then you have absolutely picked the right career, because is there any chance that after show catering is ever not pizza?
20% chance it's not pizza, and I'm okay with those odds, right? So, but the thing is, so pizza on tour, I don't know, some people might not know, it's called Death Wheel, because it's literally the death of you. You fill up on carbs, cheese, and sauce.
It's 2 in the morning.
It's 2 in the morning. But it helps you not have to go to the toilet through the night, pizza. So that's why most tours give you pizza, because there's no toilet style. You can't poop on the bus.
I was gonna say, can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Because most people aren't gonna know that. What's the rule on the bus?
1, no 2.
No 2.
Yeah.
Unless you're hot bagging it.
Yeah. So if you have to go,
hot bagging.
There is a thing. You just pull out a garbage bag.
Sobeys bag.
You take a bag, you put it in the toilet.
Yeah.
What I've learned to do, I don't know how you do it.
I'm taking lessons right here.
You pour a bottle of water in said bag. Helps mask the smell a bit, so nobody on the bus knows you're doing it. Have a second bag on standby. You do your thing. Tie the first bag up, drop it into the second bag, and then hurry up and open the window and throw it out the bus.
You can't throw it on the street, though.
Yeah, why not? You're driving away from it.
All you need to do is go to...
What are you going to do, keep it in your bunk?
Throw it in the trash can. Just tie it in another bag and then take it out when you pull over.
You know what? You don't have to worry about it anymore, because now all the bags, we're not allowed to have single-use plastics anymore in Canada.
It's paper.
So it's all going to be... Oh. No, it's all going to be compostable. So you're fine. Then you don't have to feel bad about
just hitting a bicyclist on your way out.
Yeah. 3 o'clock in the morning, you're hitting the bicycle.
So you remember hearing about the Dave Matthews Band when they were going over the bridge in where's that, Boston?
It was in Chicago.
Chicago?
Yeah.
And the bus driver pulled the lever to release the toilets, and it went on the boat going underneath, and I think the mayor was on the boat.
Yeah.
And they got covered in the grossness.
Charticles everywhere.
My goodness. No thanks.
No.
Yep.
See? Throw it out the back window.
Yep.
Kids.
Bags are better, kids.
Yeah, and if you ever get to go on a bus... I remember one of my buddies...
No toilet paper in the toilet.
You know my buddy Tim, right?
Yeah.
I remember Tim called me one day. Or no, I called him. And I'm like, hey, man, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm trying to find a bush and I got a grocery bag. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, man, I got to drop a deuce. Like, there's no tomorrow. And it's like, you can't dump on the bus. And I was like, what? He's like, mm-mm. He's like, you don't dump on the bus.
No. The trailer, that's a good spot, too, if you're not on the bus.
The bumper dumper.
Learning something new every day.
Yeah. There you go. You sit in the A-frame of the trailer, and away you go.
I can see it now.
Yeah. Well, that's why I went like this, so that you get a visual.
I try and wait.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's also that.
Cheers to you guys. Cheers you guys living your best lives. I appreciate it.
All right. Okay. So enough about how to
tech talk, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tech talk.
Tech talk.
It's the important
so now let's
things
talk about the
being
hotel
on the road, right? Like, you got to learn these things.
What really happens on the tour? Well, this is real life right here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 50% teching.
Yeah,
50% hang.
Trying to find somewhere to poop.
Yeah.
Yeah. At 3 o'clock in the morning when the bus stops and you're like, there's nowhere.
Rumble guts.
Yeah. So, all right.
Sorry, guys.
That derailed very fast.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's what happens when you have, a bunch of 12-year-olds.
12-year-olds,
yeah.
Eating pizza.
Sticking to it, man.
Man, I'm not
changing for anybody.
I honestly think we need to go grab some pizza before we go for dinner tonight now. Just for him. Need to stop at Red Ember at the Forks and get him all set up.
Get him a piece of saw.
All right, so what's as guitar techs? Because you fix guitars.
I do.
Set up guitars.
Yeah. And amps.
What is amps don't need fixing though. They're always perfect.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Cool. Really?
So I'm out of a job.
We don't have an in-house tech here that fixes things either. Never.
Weird.
No. Yeah. Tubes never blow.
Never.
Nothing. No.
Never.
And when they blow, nothing else ever goes wrong.
Never.
They just like pop like a light bulb and they're gone.
Parts last forever.
100%.
Especially vintage amp.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Never ever piecing anything together. What would you say are your kind of like toolkit essentials or your workbox essentials?
I've got this.
Essentials? Besides
an essential
bags.
Drew.
Oh yeah, there you
Thanks,
go.
Man. That means the world.
Drew, I don't understand this. What am I doing wrong?
Wow.
Drew, the headstock is still in the stage and the guitar is broken.
So that's a funny story, actually. So we're doing a show, and we're in arenas with Shinedown, and the stage that we bring is graded, right? So
80 by 20 foot graded stage in front of the normal stage to give you an idea of what.
It like almost goes to front of house. So he has Eric's
Big Eagle
acoustic. Well, it's
the whole thing.
So
It's their
where
only
the normal
stage.
stage is a video wall at the front of the stage that breaks open,
Okay.
and then the drum riser would drive out 20 feet with the band walking in front of
So
it.
it's
nice.
That was
the whole
start of
main
the
stage
show.
is basically the drum riser.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the band is staggered on this
This thrust, and they would play in front of the PA, and that in the spring that was basically the vibe we had out there for the first run on Planet Zero.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
and Eric had his acoustic out on a Gracie stand, which is the stand that holds the guitar by itself. It got knocked over, and I guess the headstock went into the grate and snapped. And
well, no, it didn't snap until he threw the bass on top of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
when I got the memo, it was already broken.
Yeah.
So we're loading out, or just about to, and I hear Hoogie on radio. He's like, "Hey, Drew, you got a second?" I'm like, he never asked me to come over there at loadout. I'm doing my own thing. I was like, yeah, I'll be right there. Thinking, what in the world does he want? Like, is he going to do something to me or something? I don't know what's happening. He's like, so, think you can fix this? I was like, yeah, put it in his case. Bring it on the bus. I got you. So I packing up my work box, and I take the lid back off, and I pull out sandpaper, clamps, wood glue, you name it. I'm pulling all the tools I need to fix a broken guitar. And I was like, yeah, just bring it in the back lounge. So we bring it in the back lounge, and I have it glued up.
Ripped it apart.
Literally took all the hardware off, had it clamped, glued before we took off from the venue. Put it in the back lounge on all our suitcases and our bags in the back. And it was ready to go the next day. Put it on. Did some finish work, some little paint. Eric likes things a little not clean, so I left like little chunks out here and there.
He
like,
likes that dirty look. He
so
likes that.
yeah, like I left one of the chips out of the headstock. I was filling with other pieces of wood. And
He's like, should I fill this? I'm like,
he's like, no, leave that part.
Leave it.
So, but yeah, and then I left the little so he could see the crack. He's like, no, leave that too. I was like, okay. So, but yeah, we had it up for the next show the next day. So. Tour repairs like that have like become like second nature to me. I've worked for a lot of bands who smashed a lot of guitars, and it's been.
I mean, definitely. Like, you tell them about your experience. You did many years with the Deftones. And
Yeah. So on Deftones, we went a whole. I was with Deftones on and off for a really long time. I love those dudes, but they would break a lot of gear over the years. So one tour, I was averaging a broken guitar or bass, one of the two every 3 shows. So
wow,
we went. I was busy, and I got really good at fixing headstocks overnight. So one of Chino's SGs has Easy E on the top of his white SG. It's like his main guitar, but he broke it so many times where I had to say, I don't know if I can fix it again. There's like 8 times it broke. And sometimes it wasn't even his fault. Like it would just he put it down and. Just it'd slip off the cabinet or so it was just one of those things, but I was like, I don't know if I can fix it if it breaks in the middle of the neck, because it just kept coming down, like never broke in the same spot. It was just really weird. And there's some pictures of Sergio like doing a helicopter with his bass, and it lands on the ground, and I've never seen anybody be able to break a Fender headstock on a bass like in half through the tuning machines. Happened 3 times. But it was awesome because like I was like, I can fix that. Like it was a challenge all the time, and that's I think as a tech, that's what I like is not necessarily having to fix all that stuff, but knowing that like if we're desperate, we can work together and get something fixed. You know what I mean? It's been like on I spent some time with Smashing Pumpkins working for Jeff. Billy was doing some side acoustic gigs, and the airlines, Lufthansa Airlines, he checked his main signature Yamaha acoustic on the airplane, and when we got into, I want to say we were in Poland. So when we got to Poland, his tech opened the case, and they had somehow either smashed the acoustic down on the ground, so the big butt end of the acoustic, the top had separated, the back, the sides, the bottom of it just exploded, the binding's missing, and I'm like, they're like, can you fix that? And I was like, yeah, let's bring it to the hotel. So this hotel,
building guitars in the hotel.
This is a horrible story, and I feel bad for saying this because I forget what hotel it was, and there's probably still paint smell in this hotel still to this day, and this was years ago. But his tech Adam came up to me, and I showed him how to fix it. Right, so we clamp it, and I have it all set out on towels on the table, and I'm like, I'm gonna paint this thing because it's black. I got this. So I sent the runners out that was helping us out during the day. I was like, can you get me some poly finish and some black spray paint, and I'm just gonna try and color match this thing. So I'm in my room. The room windows don't open. I'm like, but I really have to paint this thing because it's like I have to. Like it's Billy's black guitar. I have to paint it. So I was like, I'll just turn on the shower. You know, I'll do it in the shower. It'll take the paint down. It did. But it didn't get rid of the smell, right? So we have the whole floor or whatever, and I just have to prop my door open, like have no choice. I'm gonna die in this room, like no respirator, like I'm going down to the hospital. Like this is so strong. So I paint it in the shower, takes most of the overspray down and whatever, and by the time I get done doing this instrument, like 2 hours of painting and sanding to finish it up, down in the lobby. Everybody knows it's me, right? They're like, Drew's fixing Billy's guitar. I'm sure that's true. I fall asleep with my door open because I have to leave it open.
Yeah.
So and then I wake up in the morning. I was like, oh man, it's done. It's cured. Like the poly that they had was awesome, and it was quick dry. Whatever. I did really thin coats of it, but yeah, he played it the next night. So smashed acoustic the next night. Yeah. So fixing guitars is like something I really love to do, and I've obviously had tons of trial by fire on tour with lots of bands that have smashed stuff, you know. So it was pretty wild, and I can send you some photos of the process so you could post those or whatever. But
that'd be awesome.
Pretty rad. Yamaha did a whole article on it or whatever too, so it was fun.
That's awesome. So, Hoogie, what would you say was like that's like the most MacGyver tech story I've ever heard. Like,
I have more than those too. I'll let Hoogie tell, and I'll tell the Shakira story.
What's your like worst MacGyver situation where it's like nothing is gonna work? So you know what? Like, get me a toothpick and some duct tape, some chewing gum, a wire. You know,
my worst thing, like
broken strings,
going to fly places and they didn't give us the visas.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like not even being able to get to the country because management messed up and got the wrong visas. We had a time we were in Russia checking into the hotel to go do a show that day.
That was the Lamb of God.
And they're like, "Oh, we can't check in your lighting guy and your stage left guitar tech. Their visas expires at midnight tonight, and if they're still here after midnight, they will have to stay here for a month before they can leave the country."
Yeah, I just had my very first kid.
Yeah.
Like newborn.
Oh, wow.
It was in St. Petersburg, right?
It was, yeah. So you and the lighting guy had to rush out of the country and fly to Greece. Did we meet you?
No, Tel Aviv. So our next show is in Tel Aviv. So we're going Russia to Israel, and
we did the show. You and the lighting guy left. I think you took 3 or 4 flights. Five flights.
Because it was a last-minute ticket in Russia to get us out, and they had to just first flight out of Russia. They had to get us because we were pushing about 10:30 at night at this time, and if we weren't gone by midnight, our work visas expire and we're stuck in the country, and you have to get a sponsor to get you out at this time with what was going on in Russia. So we took 5 flights to get to Tel Aviv. They did the show, loaded out, slept in the hotel, traveled to Tel Aviv, and we're still traveling. They're all still waiting for us in Tel Aviv. Yeah. They got there before we did.
An hour before they did.
Jeez.
So that was my longest travel day ever.
Just weird things like that. Going to like weird third world countries to do shows with Lamb of God. I mean, like going to India, I didn't get in because they messed up my visa, and he did the show, and the whole stage was made out of like bamboo.
They had cut the trees in the forest where the stage was. It was in the middle of literally a forest, and they cleared the area for the people, and then they built the stage out of the trees that they tore down.
So it's not scaffolding, it's trees.
It's trees
branches
with rope
together, and that's what
the whole stage moving like this. I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna make this one. Like that was.
I don't want to be here.
Just a lot of like.
He left me alone on that one. I was like, thanks, dude.
Weird experiences like that, like going to like weird countries and being like, okay, well, we got to make a show happen, and you know.
Yeah, there's no sick days on the road.
No, there's no. Like we were talking on the way here, like doing shows with your head in a bucket and doing. There's no COVID days on tour.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, the show has to go on, right?
Well, it's just one of those weird things. How do you train to have someone, if you're doing like channel switching for someone, or if you're doing like in mid-show program changes like editing or whatever, or
punches,
any of that dirty,
stuff, pedals, any of that stuff.
Explaining to someone what guitars are and what's not, like it's a lot to explain to someone, right?
Yeah.
And you can't really teach that overnight. So you, as a tech, if you're sick, you're sucking it up. You're going for it, and then do the best you can, and then hopefully the people you work for are empathetic to the fact that you're like, hey man, I'm like, I gotta go to the hospital after the show, but like yeah, I remember with Slipknot, I was good grief, we were doing a show, someone throwing a water bottle out, and I was working for Mick, and I saw he was gonna back up and step on it, and they were masked, so it's like, well, he's not gonna see this at all in his boots, he's gonna break his ankle. So I remember running out, grabbing the water bottle. I remember running back, and there was spilled water over on the side, and my legs went out straight from underneath me, and I remember my arm just getting popped out. I literally dislocated my arm, so my arm's this way, my body's this way, and I'm like, ow. But the funny thing is, I did mix switching for the show. I did all his channel switching, so at the time, and I missed the channel switch, so he came back, and all you could see in when they wear the mask because of their eyes, because you can't see their mouths, and I see his eyes like, he's like, why'd you miss that? And he sees me on the ground. I just remember him picking me up, taking me to the medic. He's like, fix my effing tech. And I was like, that's the nicest thing he ever did, man. He's so nice to me. He's just like, fix my guy. I was like, ow. So like I remember they just popped it back in and put me in a splint, and I was working the next day and somewhere else. I was like, man, I think this hurts, like crazy stuff.
One of my best injuries, I think, was during a show, as I had a bit of time off between Lamb of God and Shinedown in 2014. So I went out with that Pierce the Veil band.
Okay.
And Vic used to throw me his guitar across the stage, 40 feet away.
Yeah.
Every night, chuck the guitar through the air, and I'd catch it.
Yep.
Well, one night, it was a bit of a crazy toss. It was in San Diego. I remember because Charlie was there, and we just met that day, our stage manager with Shinedown. And Vic threw the guitar, and the guitar spun around this way, and it came at me butt first, and when I caught it, the impact of the guitar, the Shaler strap lock went into my hand.
Oh.
So when I pulled it off, the little fat, flushy stuff came out of the hole.
Oh.
And I was like, I still got like 5 songs to do here. So I literally took a piece of Kleenex and I put it over that, and I taped it up, and I kept doing the show.
Me the chills.
I was going to say gaff tape.
And then
best friend. Just
that night
gaff tape will fix this.
That's some MacGyver remove.
Got done the show, went to the production office, and like, we need stitches. And they sent me to the hospital, got 5 stitches. But literally, the blunt of the Shaler, the end of the Shaler strap lock, literally. See that right there?
It's gross.
Yeah,
it's gross.
No, I don't like that at all.
Like that was a good
That's
one.
not cool.
No thanks.
No,
I'd rather fix a broken guitar
gonna stay
than
working
have to deal
here.
with it.
You never accidentally got the guitar in the head, or the like wild toss, or
No, I've caught a couple, but I've never like got it thrown in my head.
No, not like meaning to throw it at your head, but like the guy throws it, and you're like, what the hell was?
Well, I mean, nobody's perfect, right? If you throw 10 guitars, one's going to go somewhere else.
Oh, man. I remember working at a festival here in Minnedosa, and Matt Good was playing, and he was mad at something at the end of the show, and everybody thought it was just part of the show, but he takes like this 70s Strat and launches it straight up in the air and walks off stage, and the tech is like off stage and sees it goes up and goes like running out to try to get it, and like the guitar just crashes down in front of him, just shatters, and like, and everybody,
his soul.
And like the whole crowd is just screaming, going nuts because they think it's the best thing ever, right? The tech brings it back, and I'm standing off side stage, and the tech's just like, son of a, like, it's like spoiled little. I'm like, oh, I thought that was part of the show.
Oh,
but I'm like,
man.
no. I'm like, no, that was.
Yeah, and it's not. He didn't bring one to do that every night. That
No,
was just like
especially like,
yeah, Nine Inch Nails. They break one every show, but they have them.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there. Like, I remember doing Green Day at the MTS Center here, and they had that set up that like they would smash a Epiphone, Junior every night, like Les Paul Junior.
Or like the Paul Stanley where they cut it so it's easy for him to smash.
Oh, really? Nice.
Man, don't ruin my heroes.
Oh,
Yeah.
on,
Not my heroes, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I just
Don't tell anybody that the wall of cabinets on stage isn't all real.
They are real. They hold the Kempers.
What do you mean the guitars are...
Yeah, they don't hold speakers.
No.
Yeah, that's where we put our
That's my
drinks.
shelving in.
I was
It's got
gonna
all
say,
the effects pedals.
Yeah, exactly.
Towel rack.
Yeah, exactly.
My cooler's in the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Everything there. Yeah. Don't ruin it for
Don't tell
people.
the people that the guitars are all on tracks.
Most of them aren't actually. If you work for a band who use
Yeah.
tracks, they can't. Like, they're jamming, and
Yeah.
some people do, but like, I don't think you can be a band today and not actually play the guitar.
Yeah.
And
I think it depends on the style of music that you're playing, but I think that's
I mean, I wouldn't have a job if someone wasn't playing the
Yes.
guitar. Because
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm not working for someone who's faking it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, that's the boringest job.
Yeah.
What'd
Well,
you do tonight? I hit play.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you say?
Yeah.
Like, no,
Well,
I
I'm pretty sure they would be like, we could have Drew and Hoogie, or we could have Steve who can press play, and he's less money than Drew and Hoogie.
Yeah.
So let's get Steve to press
Yeah.
play tonight.
more junk bunks on the bus.
Nice.
So, yeah. No.
Nice. Is there a piece of gear that you guys wish existed that doesn't currently exist? Like a tool, anything, or
Like the Tech Buddy.
yeah, like Hoogie with. All right, Hoogie, let's go over what it
yeah.
needs to be. It needs to be a power supply that needs to have USB outlets so that you can charge your phone.
Everybody
your
needs to plug their
GoPro,
pedals into something.
your laptop, your blender for margaritas
We've got,
on stage.
we've got 5 red pedals.
yeah.
Five Revv pedals sitting here that have to plug into something.
Yeah, right now they're powered by the Strymon Zuma, which is a wonderful power supply that is very, very quiet. So, very nice.
The Strymon makes great stuff. They
well
do,
done, Strymon.
They do make
Well done,
great stuff.
Strymon. But the Tech
Yeah.
Buddy
But the
But
Tech
have
Buddy,
you seen the Tech Buddy?
yeah, trademarked by Hoogie.
and Revv
Hoogie on the road. The Tech Buddy. And you know what's going to happen now? Somebody who has the name Tech Buddy for something is going to come and be like,
Wait a minute.
listen, you guys.
Yeah.
We had this idea long ago, but actually what it was for the little stand thing to hold the neck on your guitar.
Yeah, probably. It probably is.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's the
power
neck
supply.
rest. Yeah. No, it holds your Allen wrenches. And
Yeah.
yeah. No, you're fired.
Thank you for the lawsuit.
Yeah. Brought to you by Revv.
Yeah, exactly. No,
And Hoogie.
No. Brought to you by Hoogie. And Hoogie only. Until we find out if it's trademarked.
Fed by Revv.
Featured by Revv and Hoogie. Yeah.
That's funny.
Nice.
I mean, there's so much gear out there that exists that I work with gear all the time. I haven't even touched the surface of. I mean, there's new products all the time, but for tech stuff, I mean, there are people who make new versions of old tools, which is great. Like, they revamp them, and I'm finding that technology has advanced to the point where 3D printing is great. There's lots of stuff like that. So for that, I think the technology aspect has greatly increased the availability of stuff to people, but I don't think there's anything out there that like truly I'm like, man, it doesn't exist. I can't find it. I think for me, there's nothing I desperately need that isn't made right now. Not saying that there can't be something new, but I haven't desperately needed something to the point where I can't find it somewhere.
There's obviously brands that I prefer, and that
for sure.
Companies like Lizard Spit, they make amazing polishes and
for fret polish and stuff like that. But and everybody's changing their formulas and doing stuff for environment and new rules. So
they're great that way. Then there's Music Nomad. They have you can get all kinds of tools and accessories from them.
Yeah, their truss rod set's pretty awesome, and their fret
cool
files and or nut slotting files. But as a tech, I think it would just be cool to have a clone of what I mean. Some days you're like with Shinedown, I have like 22 guitars, 23 guitars, and it's a lot of work, right? So every day I'm checking the necks, adjusting everything accordingly. Yeah. Sometimes like an hour before the show, you double check them, and depending if it's because Shinedown turns the air conditioner off for the show, so it gets a little bit warmer when they go on stage because they don't like any air hitting their vocals, right? So it can change 20 degrees from the time the last band went off to when you're on. So I'm constantly during the show before I hand off a guitar, I'm checking the relief and all the actions and stuff, and I'll adjust it accordingly, song by song, to give it to him, to Zach before just to get it close. Sometimes you're just kind of out of time because some songs are longer than others, but you can do what you can. But you make sure the guitars are perfect during the day, and then do your best you can
during the show. Yeah,
during the show with whatever's changed. So I think maybe if guitar companies made like a truss rod cover, I know Ibanez does. They do this, but one that just you can flick open, like it latches, or it's magnetic. You just pull it off, strong enough, magnet that'll hold it on when you're jumping around and stuff. Man, that would make my job a lot easier because some guitars look way cooler with the truss rod cover. Yeah, I know it's just aesthetic, but it'd be a lot faster to do what I need to do. So maybe something as silly as that, but but
also mostly RoboTuners.
Totally RoboTuners. So listen, Linda. Okay, so they're RoboTuners. Sorry, Gibson. Worst idea ever. If you knock one of those tuners, one of them, the entire system's gone. Yeah. Right? And then you can't even tune your guitar because it has to be charged to unstring, to detune it. And I'm like, it's not moving. So then I have replaced, not even joking, at least 200 systems of RoboTuners at my shop at home. And I don't understand it. I get it for the convenience of people for like, oh man, like that's cool. I can just tell it what tuning to do. But again, it's technology and you need a USB charger to string your guitar.
Well,
I'm out.
What person buys a $2,000 guitar that doesn't understand how to tune their guitar?
Doctors, lawyers, everybody who brings their guitars to my shops. Like, it happens. Like, there's lots of people who can afford really nice guitars that don't actually really play.
No, I know that. But they can use a tuner or operate a tuner. You'd think, or you'd hope.
I'm not going to lie.
All right, I've been proven wrong.
And I'm totally not slamming people. I'm totally not being mean. There are a lot of people who buy guitars because they like how they look. Oh, they don't know anything about
There's
them.
nothing wrong with that. I have many that are purely for how they look.
But they don't play.
Yes.
So they want them set up, but they don't even know how to change strings.
I understand.
I mean, that's why guitar shops charge you stringing fees, because some people don't know how to change strings. It happens.
I understand. Sam set up all our guitars here this morning for us before you guys came here. So
I'm totally not slagging anybody, but there are lots of people who don't know how to what's sharp, what's flat. With anything, it's a learning curve.
What's standard?
Yeah, what actually should the strings be, and what's should be E, A,
You should just tell them that I'll fix it for you, but then just hang it back up on your wall where it goes.
Where it
looks pretty.
No, you got let your kids play it. Like that's what I wish let your kids play it. So, but everybody.
Let your kids play your R9.
I let my daughter. I have a 56 gold top. She plays it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's been playing it since she was 4.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't care. It's just wood. I know it's
expensive wood, but it's just
wood.
But
like it's just wood. Like the thing about guitars. So like, I love guitars and I love gear, but it's just gear. It's just it's wood, electronics.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Some have like personal meanings to others, and the people. I'm gonna probably get slammed for this, and I'm cool with that. I don't really care. It's just wood.
Yeah,
I can fix it for the most part. have fun with it. Like guitars and gear are meant to have fun. If you're not having fun with guitars and gear, play drums.
Yeah.
Like do something you can hit.
Yeah.
Like if you really need to destroy something, hit it. Like, but take care of your gear. It'll last longer. If it breaks, get it fixed.
Yeah.
But if just have fun
and mess with it.
Yeah, music's about all having fun. The second you stop having fun with music, find something else. You know,
Shutting her down, boys.
Shutting her down.
Selling all our stuff.
Damn.
God damn.
I just
We're
sorry, Revv!
we're building drums.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
you
but
heard it.
you know
You
what
heard
I'm
it here.
You know
The
what
Revv
I'm
snare
saying?
coming
Like,
at you.
Yeah.
Guitars, like for me,
Damn,
like
2023.
I don't really play to in a band. I don't play for like. Well, we have a crew band.
Yes.
Sorry,
Oh, man, we got 3 songs now.
So we do have 3 songs. They're covers, but
We've played to some of the
What
biggest
are your
arenas
3?
empty.
What
Yeah.
are your 3 covers?
we play some Jimmy Eat World,
Jimmy
the middle,
World, the middle.
Yep.
Weezer, Hashpipe,
Hashpipe,
Yep.
and Foo Fighters. We got a couple Foo Fighters in the works, but yeah,
Everlong,
and Monkey Wrench
Monkey
coming out
Wrench
soon.
working on.
Nice.
Coming.
Are you
We have no
theaters
singer.
near you?
Are you
We're
playing them at the
auditioning.
theater tomorrow?
We're auditioning
Probably.
singers. Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll be
Yeah.
there. We'll play a song.
Because if the
maybe.
band doesn't come sound check, we'll play them. So
Nice.
yeah, it's fun.
No autographs.
Manny said he'll sing.
Come on
You
out.
want to sing? Sure. you
Dorian said he's up for it too.
Try it.
Last person we had tried to sing, they didn't know the words, and they were
Yeah.
pulling them out. It's like,
They were too busy
if you don't
dancing.
know the words
Yeah.
to these songs,
Why are you here?
go away. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You're not taking this seriously
they're
at all.
pretty popular songs. Like, whatever. I don't sing, but I know the words.
Check us out. We're called the Warm Up Room because that was the name on the sign when we started
So
jamming in
yeah,
the room.
the band has a warm-up room before they go on stage with the drum kit and full rigs, and
A rev rig in it.
Zach has his rev rig in there, and yeah, the sign on the door says the warm-up room. So they're like, what should we call ourselves? I was like, we're just called the warm-up room. So we are officially the warm-up room.
Nice.
Playing to all the empty arenas and wherever venues we're at.
Nice. Well, I guess I introduced you guys wrong then. So thank you guys for being here today.
Of
to
course.
Shoot the shit with us. And the warm-up room will be playing in an empty venue near you.
Yeah, you can't hear us,
You can't
but just
or
know it
see us.
happened.
You might hear
Just
noise
know.
outside if you're waiting in line.
No,
That-
you won't.
Just
No,
know
you
that if
won't.
Shinedown plays 200 shows a year, so did the warm-up room.
True
This
that.
is true.
This is true.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We played stadiums this year.
Yeah, we did Iron Maiden stadiums,
Yeah,
open up for
yeah.
Iron Maiden. We
The
played.
best is when you're on a festival and your audio guys, quick, play a song. And there's like
When doors are open, kids are running
20
in.
other bands are on around you looking at you going, what are you guys doing? And the drums are backstage.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're already pulled off stage.
Yeah.
And we just
We'll
rip into
play
a tune.
anyways.
We
Yes.
just rip into a tune. And every other crew guy just stops and looks at us. What are these guys doing?
Why are they doing this? It's like, we're the warm-up
We're the
room.
warm-up
Yeah,
room.
exactly. Don't you know?
Don't you know who we think
No,
we
this
are?
is the only way we can sound check at a festival because the band's not there. And to check lines, we'll just rip through a few
We'll
songs.
rip through a song.
It's pretty funny.
When are you going to learn Steely Dan?
Probably never. You know?
No, yeah, but probably mostly
I mean,
not.
I'm not.
No.
What do I, Asia?
So, okay,
what do you want me to learn?
We have-
Throw some songs.
Yeah.
Got some rippers from
Yeah.
from Steely Dan. Let's go.
Our songs, they can only have one bass string.
This is my problem.
Okay.
See,
This is his problem. I'll only play a song with one string.
it's not he will only play. He can only play. a
I'm
song.
only playing one string at a time.
He used to be left-handed, as you heard in a previous
If you
interview.
ask me to play something with more than one string, I might ask you to take it back a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I have to. Hey, you're gonna have to show me that move. I was like,
What, you want me to go to the
Okay.
second string? You're gonna have to show me.
It's great.
No.
I'm busting his balls a little bit, but I mean, it's totally true.
It is. You know, they keep me around because I'm the good-looking one.
Yeah,
in the
he's,
band.
he is the sex symbol of
Yeah.
the band. Yeah,
Very
our standards are
Pretty got an old guy.
average.
True.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm the old guy.
No.
Oh no.
No,
I'm
the
the
drummer.
I'm the middle child. Yeah.
He's our musical director.
Man, how'd I get that job? I don't want that job. I hate music.
It was either you
Love
or the
guitars.
drummer, and he always forgets to play the ride.
It's true. It's true.
Well, guys,
We just lost everybody.
Yeah, we did.
There
It's
goes.
over.
Now the janitor's not even staying.
thank you guys for being here. It was
Of course.
a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for letting
Thanks
us
for
hang.
having us.
Enjoy your time in wonderful Winnipeg.
Heck yeah.
We're about to go
Exciting.
get pizza with you.
We are. And then other food. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. All right. Thanks, everybody.